Hi, I'm Sophie, won the 700 Selfless Promotion Succubus. It's been 2 seconds, so by now you should be in my power. So remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Oh, and if you think we did a really good job and want to help us grow, leave us some love on the thanks heart. Now go watch Bald Ross do his sweet thing, making models ting, then watch the end of the video for a surprise.
Okay, we're going to start painting our Winged Prime here, and we're going to go ahead and get out our airbrush and start what most people would do would be what they call their pre-shade. And what we're going to do is that same thing of a pre-shade where we're going to go ahead and get the areas we want to show up later to be darker, and it all comes out later in the end, you'll see. But as a nice bonus to here, our Winged Prime here, a lot of the skin and the carapace and especially the claws here are going to be black, so we can go ahead and not only do our pre-shading, but a lot of the finishing work or final coat for our model. Set our airbrush down here for just a little while, and what we're going to do is, first off, we're going to go to the store. Doesn't matter which one, if you want to order through Amazon or Walmart or Ralph's or wherever you want to go in your area, and get yourself a set of makeup brushes. Whenever you're painting any type of model at all, they are just about the best, cheapest form of dry brush you're ever going to get, and they come in all types of little sizes and bristles and everything. You know, we got to thank the people that made all these makeup brushes. Thank you, ladies, that made these things for us. Now what we're going to use these things for is that big puffy one. I don't know what they actually use it for on the makeup side, but we get this big puffy one, kind of like our base coating brush if we were doing this with regular paint brushes. And Tyranids, you see, they're the ultimate dry brush model. You're going to do so much dry brushing when it comes to here. Like our tail here, right, it's big. There's going to be a whole bunch of dry brushing over and over again with the same color coats over, just so you get that carapace to look all sci-fi and gooey like we want it to look long term here. So just go ahead and do back and forth. Don't hesitate to really beat the holy hell out of the brush here, but just make sure we don't break the model. Next is, I'm going to play combination detailer and dentist as I grab both my fuzzy brush for basing and my detailing brush. And what we're going to do here is, I'm going to fill in the areas that I want to be left white, and for the other ones, we're going to go ahead and add our pre-shade in. Specifically, there's going to be a lot of time and effort we'll go into putting into what's going to be later. You're going to see it here. It's going to look like a bunch of green glowy slime, but it's in between the carapaces and all the little cool grooves they always put on the Tyranid bugs to make them look all neat and everything else. And we're just going to go ahead and swap out brushes as needed. Most of the bumpy areas we're going to use our fuzzy brush, and the in-between areas we're going to go ahead and use our fine detail brush. Alright, we're going to start truly building our layer here as we stick with our detail brush and fuzzy brush combination as we start going over almost everything we just made white, only this time we're going to use our exact same paint techniques, this time applying Bile Green. The other good thing about our fuzzy basin brush here is when it comes to painting the wings, we don't really need to hold back on some of it because we need to have an awful lot of white involved here to give us our final texture. So it's okay to go ahead and not glob it, but go ahead and start at the far end of the wing here and just kind of drag the paint down, not too thick, towards the middle parts. You know, it's okay to make some mistakes here. We'll get those later, but just do your best. Go ahead and pull that straight down. Okay, we're going to go back to painting our wings here, and what we're going to do is grab Angron Red and start applying real thin layers over all that white that we just shaded with. What we're going to do next is grab just about any brush that you think you might like, and we're going to go ahead and start applying our wash with Mule Oil. I'm going to go ahead and grab one of my detail brushes here, and I'm going to go ahead and start going over areas that I want to dry brush later with white. Next, we're going to go ahead and grab our dry brush, and we're going to get to that dry brushing we talked about when we were doing our white, only now we're going to grab Scarlet Red and go back over it and keep building our layer. Next, we're going to go ahead and get the back claw areas with Druchii Violet. Okay, we don't want our top spikes to feel left out, so we're going to continue getting them with our fuzzy makeup brush with Bile Green. And we're back to our wings now, and we're sticking with our medium makeup brush, and we're going to go ahead and add our layer with some white. Alright, what I'm going to add next to our layer with our detail brush is some really thin down scarlet red. You can see at the top here, it's already darker at one end and starting to get lighter at the bottom, and that's the effect we're trying to get here. So once again, thin your scarlet red down to almost water and just Next, what I did is I went ahead and wanted to get almost all the remaining white parts, and we're going to go ahead and get those with Bile Green. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and swap off to either your small dry brush, or in my case, my small makeup brush. And what we're going to go ahead and do is get all those little grooves in between the wings, all those little nodes. We're going to go ahead and just dust those with silver. Like any proper movie monster, we wanted to have a little bit of gore, a little bit of FX. So what I'm going to do here is go ahead and grab our hobby tool, put just a small amount of tacky glue on it, and we're going to go over the edges. Alright, now after I've given that glue at least 6 hours, preferably 24 hours to dry, we're going to go ahead and finish off our whole model here with our final coat of Bile Green.
Now what you've all been waiting for, the smoky reveal.